Hey guys, this is Chad here at Fitistry. I had a question from a member today, and it's actually a pretty common question. So let's say you have a more skilled exercise in a workout, but you're not very good at that exercise. What do? Do you do the exercise in the workout or not? Here's kind of my approach to that and my tips for that. So let's take, first of all, handstand push-up. HSPU, in particular kipping, because a normal handstand push-up strict is probably more strength, and that's a little easier to deal with. The kipping takes some skill. You got to learn that. It's not a crazy amount of skill, but it does take skill, and there's some technique there. So that applies more to what we're talking about here. So handstand push-up. In the workout today, it's 5 rounds, 12 reps for men, 9 reps for women. Let's say you're a person, you've got a couple handstand push-ups kipping, but you're not very good at them. What do you do when there's this many? 5 rounds of 12 is a decent amount if you're not very good at these. You've got 3 options as far as I can see. Number 1, you can just avoid these and do the shoulder press or do some really scaled back version that you know you can do with no problem. So you're avoiding the skill and just kind of hoping that someday these skills magically appear. So that's an approach, and you can take that, or maybe you just don't care about getting this skill, and you can avoid it. I don't see a problem with that. That's your choice. It's not how I like to approach things, although there are some things that I don't really pursue too much, so that's up to you. But it won't magically appear. Just telling you that. So you're basically saying, I don't care about this, and I don't ever want to learn it, and that's fine. Number 2, you can practice in your free time. You can work on your kipping handstand push-up outside of class. You can come in early, you can stay late, you can spend all that spare time that you have working on handstand push-ups. That's fantastic, and I highly recommend that, but let's be real, who's got free time to work on that? Seriously. Most of us don't, especially in our gym. Like, we're all professionals, we do stuff, we have lives. I don't do that. I guess there's a few things every once in a while I'll practice, but I do not have the time, an extra 30 minutes a day to practice handstand push-ups. So that leaves me with the third option, and that is practice in the workout. And this is how I have learned a lot of different things, actually. So you take a workout like this, and you find a way to practice these and get better at them using this as a practice time. You might not be able to get through all 12 or 9, whichever way you're going. So you've got a few options there. You can do the harder version of the exercise. Let's say you want to do it against the wall, but you've only got a couple. And maybe you push it a little bit. Maybe you scale this down to maybe 6 or 4, something like that. Pursue the harder version. You know the harder version is going to take more time, so you scale back the reps. But you're actually practicing the harder version, so you will get better at it. So that's an option. Maybe you can do a sliding scale on it, which I don't always recommend. It's not always the best way. In fact, a lot of times it's not. But in a case like this with practice, I think it can be handy. So maybe you do 3 reps against the wall, and then you do another 3 reps at a lower elevation. You lower the feet, and then you do another 3 reps in the piked position, whatever. You just kind of scale it back until you hit your 9 or your 12. It allows you to keep moving, but you're still practicing a similar skill. It's not the full deal, but you get to keep moving. You can just do all of them at a very scaled version, but it's still helping with the technique. So handstand push-ups kind of a tough one to do that, but a better example might be with the snatch. Instead of doing a full snatch, maybe you do snatch balances instead. You know you have a problem in the snatch getting underneath the bar, right? You fail a lot because of that. Instead of in the workout doing this, which is the full version, you do an abbreviated version, which is actually working on the skill in the part of the full version that you are not good at. So that's an option as well. So that's kind of, that's my take on it. Unless you've got a bunch of free time, that's great if you do, work on your stuff, do extra work. I always am leery about prescribing that because I don't want to burn people out or make them quit or overwhelm them. So you got to be the right person to be able to deal with that extra work. You got to also be able to handle the extra work and the time commitment and all the stuff that goes with that. Really, I think this is the best approach for most normal people. So that's all I have today. If you like this, please subscribe below and press the like button. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you later. I wanted to add a few things. I've used this practice context to learn a lot of different things. In fact, most things that I have learned throughout the years have been by doing this. As I said before, I don't really spend any extra time outside of class learning things, so most of the time I learn them in the workouts themselves. Things like pistols. I used to be really bad at pistols. I just started including them more often in workouts. And this is actually something else you can do. You can replace other exercises with the exercise you want to work on or practice. For a long time there, anytime squats came up, air squats came up in a workout, I did pistols instead. I started out by doing a scaled version of those pistols, but I still did pistols. I got the practice in anytime there was squats. I've done this with the different types of kipping pull-ups, butterfly pull-ups. I was really bad at those at first. So anytime pull-ups showed up, no matter what, I did butterfly pull-ups. It didn't matter how many there were or what the time frame was. I made myself do butterfly pull-ups. Triple unders. For quite a while there, I did triple unders only instead of double unders. Now that was actually an interesting one because the impact from doing triple unders was pretty brutal on my Achilles and my calves. It would really make them tighten up. So I actually had to stop doing that and do those less frequently. And when I did do them, I really cut back the number a lot. Dead hang pull-ups I did for quite a while. Anytime kipping pull-ups showed up, I did dead hang pull-ups instead. You could do this with really anything. Another interesting one, actually to build my grip, I started using the fat bar on the pull-up rig. So I would only use the fat bar. I couldn't do as many reps because it'd be a little more dangerous. My grip would give out, and the fat bar is actually higher, so I could fall off. But I forced myself to just do those anytime pull-ups showed up. So you can kind of create yourself a list of things that you substitute out, things you want to work on and practice, and you just always do them anytime they show up. And you'll get the practice in, and you'll eventually get them. Hopefully that helps. Thank you very much.